Sorry for Gibson bashing. I mean, I do own a few Gibsons, so I mean that's okay. I gave them money, but I'm also so many times I'm so disappointed with Gibson guitars. All right. So, this guitar, the guitar I actually want to start the episode with, is a little bit of an eye catcher because it's actually over 30 years old, but it's more recent today than it has ever been in the past years. You will see in a second why this is. What's also interesting about it, also picked it up, as you can probably imagine, like the next one as well, and had a good price on it, looked quite nice. Was a no-brainer for me. And also, I really always wanted to lay hands on a guitar like that. And yeah, I'm going to disclaim a little bit more about that in a second. That is not original manufacturer case. That is aftermarket, but it looks kind of nice. Seller gave it to me, and it also fits. It kind of fits the guitar, even though it doesn't. You'll see what I mean. But now, with the topic of this episode, which is kind of Superstrats, because I just was in the mood, let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, that is right. Now what the hell is this? Let's move over to the headstock here. Yeah, that's right. It's an HM Strat. So now you can kind of guess what I meant with the kind of recent thing, because this guitar is now more recent than ever because they did a reissue of it, a Japanese reissue of the HM Strat. And it also, again, came in pink, like this one did many, many years ago. But Sunlight thought, nah, I don't like the pink color. So Sunlight actually turned it into some kind of pinkish orange stuff, which looks really vintage and really, really cool. It's just amazing. I thought, oh no, that's not nice, but it is nice. Okay, so let's do like we always do a little bit quick move over. So this neck pickup is not original. It's a Seymour Duncan, the Rail. Really cool pickup, and yeah, like it. That is an original pickup, and I don't know if you can see it, but the wiring is well, it's red and white, which is usually something that is done on American Standard guitars, and it's also American Standard single coil, which is, yeah, I'm going to discuss it in a few seconds. And this is the standard DiMarzio humbucker that those things always had. And the Kahler, which is kind of in a good shape. It's not rusty like shit. I mean, it does have a few wear marks, but it's kind of okay. And these are the controls. Yeah, I'm not going to go into deep with those controls. I'm going to show you when I'm going to do a review. Only thing that's modified, as you can see, we got a little kill switch here, which I don't have a problem with. I like kill switches. I installed it on my guitars as well. So, as far as the headstock goes, standard Fender headstock, but with the Strat veneer, or heavy metal Strat veneer, very cool. And rosewood fingerboard, which looks kind of used, but also looks kind of cool. I like it. And also 24 frets, because what would be an HM Strat without 24 frets? That'd be fucking ridiculous. Okay, we also got our Grover tuners. Don't know if you can see. No, you can't. But yeah, Grover tuners. Then we have the classic 80s mounted tools on the headstock. Skunk stripe with a nicely finished off neck, although not as smooth as, for example, satin finish would be. Serial access joint. Not quite sure if this was the first guitar they actually did this to, because as you can see, it's got all those little jointy things here and all those carves here to just make the playability better. And yeah, we got that. And as you can also see, or don't know if you can see, this side here is a lot pinker than the actual front. And if you remove the cavities, which I'm going to do when I'm going to do the review, you can see back there it's original watermelon pink. It's just gorgeous. Actually, if the guitar was completely in watermelon pink, I'd fucking love it. I would probably, yeah, play it all day. It's just amazing. Okay, so what's interesting about this? The serial is a pointer for this. Those guitars, I'm not quite sure if you're familiar with the new ones are all made in Japan. But the old ones, some of them were made in Japan, some of them were made in the US, and all things between. I don't know. It's a miracle how this worked out. So you can never really tell if the guitar is made in Japan or made in US. I mean, quality-wise, that's not an issue because it doesn't matter if it's US or Japan. Both made high-quality instruments, but it's just interesting for the heritage of those guitars. And like I said, this one has an American standard single coil, which the Japanese guitars usually didn't have. But then again, it has the E serial number, which usually is a Japanese thing, and it also has SSH with the swooshy headstock, which is also a Japanese thing. So nobody really knows. I'm not gonna say where this thing actually came from, but it's a cool looking guitar. I can't wait to review this. So did we get any case candy? Something? Let's check this out. No, we didn't. Just got the screw-in trem arm. Screw-in, you know how I like my screw-in trem arms. God damn it. And also got the keys for the case, which is not original, by the way. It's not a Fender or something like that. Okay, so wrap this up here, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the review on this one. Okay, and here we are, yet another guitar opening. Why do I say opening? Because as you can already tell, we don't have a packaged guitar here, and that is why today we're gonna do 3 more that I picked up. So it's more of a shopping haul compilation than an actual unboxing. But like I said, I think paper card boxes are not that interesting in my opinion. Maybe you share it, maybe you don't, but let's dive right into this. So what do we have here? We have a fairly common Jackson case in which all higher tier Jackson models come in as far as I can remember, so custom shops, etc. But this one sadly is not a custom shop model. It is a higher tier model, but it usually wouldn't come with a case though. So why did I pick this up? I picked it up because it was ridiculously cheap and I totally fell in love with it optically. And well, it came with a case and yeah, that pretty much sold it for me. So I picked this up. So let's get done with the case. 1, 2. Okay, so are you ready? Oh my god, would you look at that color? Purple is my favorite color, as you might be able to tell now. I just love this thing. Also matching headstock, oh that's just great. Okay, so what is this? This is 2016, 17, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Jackson Soloist Pro, which is the highest tier soloist that is not US. It's an import. It's made in Indonesia. So like Ibanez does with the premium things and so on. And by just putting my hands on it, I can tell it is a really nice instrument. Very well made. Okay, just a little flyby. We have a bound fretboard, which is pretty cool with nice inlays. We have 2 Seymour Duncan SH6 neck and bridge. A smoke chrome Floyd Rose. A reason why I got a little bit off because it's when you look at it just the right way, it is smoke chrome, but the smoked style already wore off a bit, and it is chrome. It's just regular chrome in some instances. Maybe you can retrieve this. Maybe you can smoke it again. I don't know. I never did this, but yeah, gonna look into this. Volume, tone, 3-way toggle. Pretty classic. So in that sense, it's not really different than a US custom Jackson Soloist would be. Okay, the headstock. We do have Jackson branded tuners, but this being a locking saddle, I don't see any problem with this. That's completely all right. What's interesting, on Ibanez guitars, usually those locking saddles go through, which doesn't here, but we have a scarf joint, looks really nice. Yeah, one-piece neck, also really great. It also has a satin finish. It just feels amazing. And that's the big treat with the soloists. It's a jointed. It's not a screwed boulder neck. It's actually jointed, glued in, and that is what really makes a soloist special, which is also why I wanted to have a soloist. And back here we got the standard cavities and this fucking gorgeous color. Maybe I can get it in the right just a little bit more. Would you look at that? That's amazing. Love it. Just love it. Yeah. That's how a shred machine is supposed to look. Not some kind of satin dark finishes. That's boring. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. Also, the binding work on the fretboard is really nice. Seen Gibsons that have way worse. I mean, look at this. Do you see any tooling marks on this? No, you don't? Yeah, I don't too, because it's not a Gibson. Sorry for Gibson bashing. I mean, I do own a few Gibsons, so I mean, that's okay. I gave them money, but I'm also so many times I'm so disappointed with Gibson guitars. It's just sad. And your standard tremolo arm, which is also in smoke chrome, but it has also worn off a bit. I think that's just the treat with the smoke chrome. It just happens. All right. Okay, now on to our last guitar of this day's vid. This one is a special one for me. It's really deep in my heart because this is a guitar that I don't know if you guys have guitar bucket lists or something like that. So guitars that you actually really do want to own. And this guitar is definitely on top of mine, or at least one of the tops. It's not that expensive actually. It's fairly affordable. But those are stupid rare. And I wanted one from especially this time period. This guitar was made around 2004, 2005. And I actually wanted a different color, but I'm gonna go into this in a second when I show you. But yeah, so judging from the case, you can see G&G case. So we stay true to our topic of today, Superstrats, and yeah, it is a Fender, obviously. What's funny is this thing is about 15 years old, and the owner still had this, yeah, the protection on the lids. Kind of funny. Oh, satisfying click. Got this one and this one. Okay, now get ready for one of my most favorite and most desired guitars ever. Ah, that's right. So what is this? It is a Fender, like I already spoiled, and it is a special one. It is, I think they call it the American Deluxe, which it is. It is an American Deluxe, but an American Deluxe QMT, quilt maple top. So as you can see, it is kind of quilty. And yeah, this guitar. Why do I have such a strong affection to this guitar? My guitar teacher, I only had one guitar teacher in my life, so I can't really say my guitar teacher, did have this guitar as his main guitar for all the time I've known him. And I think he still has it today. And the first time he gave me this thing and said, hey, look, try it out, I put hands on it and I thought, holy shit, that must be the best guitar I've ever played. Because, I mean, reason for this was obviously because he, being a pro for like 30 years, set this thing up like amazingly, but it was also the guitar itself. It's a very special thing in the Fender history. So we got this roller nut, which was a thing I think for a few years in the Fender lineup. A very special thing. Abalone inlays, of course, like all American Deluxe do have, and an ebony fretboard. Ebony fretboard on a Fender Stratocaster. That's nothing. You don't see that all the time, and it's very beautiful ebony. It's completely pitch black. Can't see any kind of streak. Some people don't like this. I do. I think it's just gorgeous. Got the American SCN single coils, like on all other American Deluxe, and an American whatever humbucker. I don't really know what this is. It is Fender branded as far as I can remember, but as far as I do remember, this thing sounded amazing. The standard American Deluxe bridge, like we know. 5-way selector switch, this S1 switch, but in different knobs that are only used on this model. These are metal knobs, and yeah, they got the push-push switch and a metal tone. They don't have the middle tone, which I think is kind of cool because I don't use that anyway. Okay, so looking at the backside of the guitar, you can see we got locking tuners, which American Deluxe should have. The beautiful skunk stripe, the axis heel, and I'm not quite sure if this backplate is actually original, but I mean, that's no problem. Those Fender slapped standard backplates on there in black, as far as I can remember, so it should be easy to replace. And you can also see the back is see-through as well. I don't know if you can see the streakiness of the wood, but it's beautiful. And it's obviously a two-piece body. And what's also interesting about this is it really does have a maple top, which you can see even has binding on the side. It's so ungodly beautiful. I wanted this guitar forever. But like I said, my guitar teacher had the blue one. And the blue one, I mean, you've also seen the Jackson. I really love purple blue. That's kind of my color. But yeah, you don't see these things every day. So when you get one for a decent price, you gotta hop onto it. And that's what I did. So, what about the case candy? So, as you can see, not that much. We got the stick-in tremolo arm. Stick-in, always great. Keys for the case. The Fender bumper sticker, and all the hang tags with the quality control and all that stuff. That's nothing too wild, but nice to have, and I always appreciate getting this from the owner. And that case, let's take a minute to enjoy that case. That's just, I think those G&G cases are amazing anyway, but I mean, would you look at it? It's just gorgeous, and the condition of the case is really good as well. Yeah, and with this, I'm gonna wrap up today's episode. Thanks for watching.